In Britain, Hitler's new air force sets alarm bells ringing. While Nazi Germany has been revolutionizing the Luftwaffe, the Royal Air Force's fleet of planes are in decline.
People don't want to invest vast amounts of money in things like warplanes when there is no war.
They've got Hawker Furies, they've got Bulldogs, but they're biplanes. They're slower aeroplanes, you know, and they can't go particularly fast, they can't go particularly high.
Nearly 50 miles an hour slower than Germany's new breed of bombers. Britain's fighter planes are still stuck in the First World War.
A plane covered in fabric is no longer up to scratch with modern technology. They realised that they need something way faster.
As tensions with Nazi Germany continue to rise, it's clear aerial combat is going to dominate the next war. Britain needs something new.
The Air Ministry needs to modernise, and so it puts out a tender.
A specification for a high-speed monoplane fighter that will help defend Britain's shores.
First issued in 1934, these new design specifications call for a single-engine, single-seat fighter with the speed and firepower to compete with the new aircraft emerging from Nazi Germany. The Air Ministry's search for a new fighter plane sparks fierce competition among Britain's leading aircraft manufacturers, all eager to win a lucrative government contract. But one of the designs submitted comes from an unexpected company, Supermarine. Based in the port city of Southampton, Supermarine have a history of making float rather than fighter planes. However, they have special expertise on their side.
They have got a racing thoroughbred. Their sole purpose up till now has been creating aeroplanes that can go faster.
During the 1920s and 30s, air races were all the rage. In Europe, the pinnacle of air racing was the Schneider Trophy. This was a trophy for float planes. Supermarine would win the Schneider Cup 3 times in a row.
The mastermind of this success is Supermarine's maverick aircraft designer, R.J. Mitchell. Now, he turns his expertise to the challenge laid down by the Air Ministry.
Reginald Mitchell was a very gifted designer. He was somebody who was able to think out of the box.
It would take all of the great things that came from these racers, and they would try to put into what would be the ultimate fighter.
And they very much are willing to rip the rulebook up and try something wholly new.
After several years of design and development, in March 1936, a new prototype rolls out onto the tarmac for the first time. It would become known as the Spitfire. One defining feature makes the plane unique in British design.
The elliptical wing on the Spitfire is a stunning thing to look at.
The all-metal wings offer more than just good looks. They're engineered to aerodynamic perfection.
The designers of Spitfire really understand how to, as efficiently as possible, distribute the lift across the wing, from wingtip to wingtip.
The wing's huge 242-square-foot surface area provides optimal lift, a fast rate of climb, and low stall speed, while its tapering cross-section cuts through the air and minimizes drag.
The efficiency of that wing is what allowed it to be faster, to be able to fly further, and to be more agile than anything that had gone before. That really kind of adds weight to that maxim that if an aircraft looks like it should fly fast, it will fly fast.
The Spitfire's speed will be provided by a Rolls-Royce Merlin, a 27-liter V12 piston engine that creates nearly 1,000 horsepower. Combined with its unique wings, it propels the prototype Spitfire to a top speed approaching 350 miles an hour, significantly faster than Germany's new range of bombers.
This is an aircraft that has performance that hasn't really been seen in Britain before. It's incredibly fast, it's incredibly maneuverable.
Supermarine are convinced they've knocked the Air Ministry's specifications out of the park. But they have a competitor, Hawker, an aircraft company with a long pedigree of making fighter planes. They put forward a rival design, the Hurricane.
Hawker have been making fighter planes for the RAF forever. They are the go-to manufacturer of fighter aircraft for His Majesty the King.
Hawker relies on tried and tested construction materials, building the Hurricane using the same wooden frames and fabric skins RAF biplanes have used for decades.
The cart horse and the thoroughbred racehorse analogy is very applicable here. The Hawker Hurricane was going to be dependable.
Whereas the rival, the Spitfire, is risky. It is untested, it is revolutionary, and you don't know that it's not going to be a complete failure.
Supermarine has never built a fighter aircraft before. They've never needed to mass-produce aircraft either.
The British government faces a dilemma. Do they roll the dice with the Supermarine Spitfire or back Hawker's safe and dependable Hurricane?
The Air Ministry realised that they can't get it wrong, so rather than just put all of our chips on one horse, we are going to back both.
In 1936, the RAF orders both the Spitfire and Hurricane. With an initial 310 Spitfires to be built in Supermarine's Southampton-based factory. But for the design team, celebrations are short-lived.
Mitchell, having had the idea and having created and developed this aircraft, wouldn't see it fly in action.
Tragically, in 1937, R.J. Mitchell loses his own battle with cancer.
The RAF are a peacetime air force. So as aircraft are getting faster, they're getting heavier and they can carry more armament. What that armament needs to be is something that they have to test and work through in theory and in their notebooks.
The Air Ministry's solution to deflection shooting is to get as much lead on target as quickly as possible. This means each aircraft needs to carry more guns.
You needed more firepower to be effective.
Both the Spitfire and Hurricane are armed with 8 Browning machine guns in their big, spacious wings. In the late 1930s, it makes them the most heavily armed fighters in the world. But it's how these guns are aligned that will make them truly deadly. Previous fighters with fewer guns would fire in a straight line. However, in the Spitfire, the guns are harmonized on slight angles to create a kill spot. This is known as convergence. Together, the guns fire 500 bullets on a target in a matter of seconds. This devastating concentration is designed to give pilots their best chance of a successful deflection shot.
It's kind of like a bird shot versus a buckshot. If you've got a whole spread of 303 Browning machine guns, you're more likely to hit the airplane, at least damage it.
Soon, this theory will be put to the test.